Morning all, welcome to DOdaily. Wake up to walk. It's been a while. It's Des here, just checking in. It has actually been a while. Bit out of practice with all of this, but after a couple of years, been thinking for a while that I'd like to get the vlog back up and running. And whilst it won't be every day, especially in the short term, I thought wake up to walk, a Friday off as it used to be, getting out of bed, getting out into the local surroundings, somewhere different each week, and processing my thoughts from the week would be a great start, especially on the 2nd of January. Real chance to start the new year with purpose and intention, and this is one of my ways of doing that. Hopefully I can pass on some of my idealisms. Somebody might take something from it, but as much as anything, just thinking to myself before I came on, it's cathartic for myself really, and it really helps me sort of understand what's happened to this particular point or any particular point when I'm doing this, and then take it forward and be positive and, like I say, purposeful as we progress into a brand new year. So first of all, happy new year to everyone. If you're still a subscriber, I have tried one or two things with the channel and ultimately came back to this point where I am now and think this is the best way for me to do it. Going back to when I did it before, spent 2-3 years, of course it stemmed from lockdown, talking daily, using a different daily motivation of how I was going about things, but life, time, work, everything else got a little bit busy. It just didn't quite allow me, it did allow me, but I chose to channel my energy and efforts slightly differently for some time to put it into other things. But now I'm back here, really looking forward to giving it a go again. And just to touch on the Friday mornings, I mentioned those daily motivations, Monday motivations, Tuesday training. Still kind of work to those without the vlog. Well, I definitely work to those, and it's something I'm definitely going to be doing going into the new year. But wake up to walk was all about sort of getting out there, getting out in the fresh air, clearing away a few cobwebs and just really looking forward to things. Touched on that already, so this is my chance to just do that. I'm out and about in a very familiar location. Anyone that watched before will know most of my ramblings came from down by the River Trent. That's where I am today. Perfect place to start. Got Stan with me, out for a walk. He's here somewhere. He's enjoying the fresh smells and sounds of the new year. So I'm out and about, just doing my thing, which, as I keep saying, really looking forward to. In the coming weeks and months, I've got lots of big plans, and hopefully I can discuss and talk about one or two of those. Hopefully again that inspires, where possible, people to follow the journey and hopefully take something from it and see that any of us can do just about anything they want to. And ultimately this is what this is all about. Whilst I've touched on some of the things already, some of the reasons why I want to do it, the fact of the matter is I want to do it. And at the start of a new year, when you've got plans and targets, no big master plan, marathon in April, Paris, really looking forward to that, and one or two things around projects I work on. But again, this is an opportunity to do something I really enjoy doing, and hopefully rebuild something that was a good part of my life before. Like I say, 2-3 years, all stemmed from lockdown, and then life got busy again. But now, personally, I've streamlined, or trying to streamline, some of my activities to a point where I can do what I want to do. And that means more walking, more exercise, more activity, more other things that I know keep me personally on an even keel. Been a really nice Christmas. Spent a lot of time with Kay, my wife, and the dog, and of course family and friends. So really enjoyed that. It's been a almost transitional time. You know, the fact I'm doing this again is part of thought put into my life and how I go about things and where I put my energy. But it's definitely been a good time as well. Hope you had a wonderful one. Let me know in the comments if you've got anything to say about yours. You know, it'd be lovely to hear all those positive messages, any targets and goals for the new year. Really enjoy to see those and hopefully mention them or pick up on them as time goes on. But for now, I'm just going to set about these Friday mornings, like I say, a walk in a different location. Perhaps try and film them as well, just so people get a real idea, almost spin-off from DOdaily in terms of capturing where I'm at and what I'm doing. Right now, let's turn around again. It's down by the river, sun's in my eyes that way. It's a sunny, blue sky Friday morning, but it's crisp and cold. Bit of ice about, having to watch my foot. I'm sure you get the picture. Whilst it's a brand new year, winter's definitely about to kick in. Told there's going to be snow over the next week or so, but we'll wait and see on that front. You never know. And as they always said, there's no point worrying about anything, because throughout the time I spoke on DOdaily for that 2-3 year period, I always reeled off this stat that apparently 85% of worry is not even worth it. So there's no point stressing what might be. You know, everything happens for a reason. Really sort of believe that, you know. And again, it's just the feeling I get when I'm out doing something like this, where I can process my thoughts. I'll put my headphones on when I come off, listen to some music, some affirmation videos kind of thing. It's what I do, you know, and it really sort of fires me up, if anything, to give it a real go. And on the 2nd of January, if you can't get fired up then, I always do say as well, you don't have to use the turn of the year, but the reality is we have to use whatever we can, whatever motivates us. So something like this for me, you know, getting it out there, like to be a little bit of an open book, so people can't really trip me up in the end, because if I put it out there and I'm comfortable with it, you know, it makes me feel comfortable with whatever happens in life along the way. And some of this comes on the back of a social media post I did yesterday, first of the year. Looking back, really, I don't look back in great depth at anything. I always like to look at what's next. It's about just doing it, not what's just done. But it is nice sometimes to reflect at these time, particularly at this time of year, and when things are poignant in your life. It might be an anniversary or something like that. It is nice to look back. And I wrote a post yesterday, sort of, it was only really meant to be a couple of pictures of highlights of 2025, some of my running achievements. Anyone who watched this before knows I love my football. You know, some of the places I've been to the football. And for me, the biggest one of all was beating, or almost, you never beat it really, but beating a health issue, atrial fibrillation. This time last year, I just completed a real big challenge, coast to coast, the biggest thing I'll probably ever do in my life. And that's not defeatist, that's just, as time goes on, I realised the enormity of it. And I got atrial fibrillation, which knocked me for six really. Somebody who's always keen to do new things and try different activities. It meant I just had to be cautious for a while. And in March, I had a small procedure to reset my heart and put it right. And since then, thank God, it's been okay. So, sort of looking back on that post and well, looking back over the year for that post, like I said, it was only meant to be a few pictures, put a lot of, quite a few words into it, and it's really sort of hit home that in life, there's so many good things that happen. There's always going to be those things that test us. Matthew McConaughey always says, and I'm a massive listener of his, life's shit and we have to fill it with the good stuff. And that's what I was doing there. Things happened last year, people passed away, other stuff weren't particularly nice, relationships broke down, when you least expect it. But ultimately we have to move on and fill it with all the good stuff, and that's what I try to do. So on the back of that post, I thought this was even more relevant today to really set about doing it daily, and that's what the video is all about. So if you see where I'm going with this, hopefully you'll check in. It'll make more sense in the coming weeks. Give it a like and subscribe. Really appreciate that, and let me know what you think. Until next Friday, just do it.